Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hashtag Trending with me, Ali Reza. Today we'll bring you social media reactions to the hateful killing of 3 generations of a Muslim family in Canada. Stay with me. This past Sunday, the Salman family, 2 parents, 2 kids and a grandmother, were waiting at an intersection in the Ontario city of London when a 20-year-old white guy drove his pickup truck right into them, killing 4 of them. Officials say the evidence suggests that the crime was premeditated and motivated by hate for Muslims. The horrific nature of the crimes perpetrated against the Salman family serve as a reminder of the long shadow of Islamophobia that is cast on the lives of peaceful Muslim families all around the world. Let's hit the tweet pool and review some comments. The first one comes from Dr. Cindy Hansen, who said, "The killing of a Muslim family comes from hate, racism, and let's not forget toxic masculinity. We must continue to fight the ideologies and values that allow such tragedies to happen in Canada and globally. Hashtag end hate." Well, I can definitely agree with all the points you mentioned here, except I can't quite wrap my head around the toxic masculinity you mentioned here. But anyways, on to the next one by Gulfam, who wrote, "When a Muslim kills, he is a terrorist. But when any other denomination kills, he is mentally disturbed. All have been killed, save the child who is in the ICU." On to the next comment by Camille Karam Ali, who said, "Look at the size of this vigil outside the London Mosque. It goes as far as the eye can see." Check it out.
This gives us a glimmer of hope that Islamophobia can rise above partisan.
Islamophobic violence may not be as common as it is in Canada's southern neighbor, the United States. Yet there have been multiple instances of violent attacks against Muslims in Canada in the past decade alone. The latest being the killing of a Muslim worshipper outside the Toronto Mosque in September of 2020. On to our next batch of tweets, the first one by Ali Reza, who wrote, "This terrorist may have been alone in that truck on that day, but he was not acting alone. He was raised in a racist country that pretends it isn't. This is another manifestation of systemic rise in Islamophobia." LC wrote, "What will it take for Canadians to realize racism and white supremacy are not just next door, but alive and well here, violating the lives of BIPOC then and now? There is so much to be angry about and to grieve." Our next comment comes from Miguel, who wrote, "We stand against Islamophobia in Canada, the US, Europe, Palestine, anywhere in the world where Muslims are discriminated against, targeted, and killed. Right-wing politicians incite it to distract or gain power. Too many of the others are complacent. It must stop." Data shows that lethal and non-lethal attacks against Muslim lives have been on the rise in Canada. But the grim fact here is that many of these Islamophobic incidents are happening online where supervision is lax and the lines are blurry. On to our final batch of tweets for the day, starting with one by Lizzie Busy, who wrote, "Make no mistake, world leaders, including Justin Trudeau, are not mourning our loss in Ontario. They are campaigning to get back our vote after failing Palestine and for supporting terror colonization wars in the Middle East." On to our next comment by Catherine, who wrote, "Anti-Muslim hate, anti-Indigenous hate, anti-Black hate, anti-Asian hate, anti-immigrant hate, anti-woman hate. If your anti ends in hate, it will not be tolerated here. Hashtag 215 children, hashtag on Polish." Check out the video. The statue that got knocked off was of Egerton Ryerson, who helped create a school system that looked to remove Indigenous culture from Canada, and it occurred shortly after the discovery of a mass grave of Indigenous children there. Our final comment of the day comes from CH Mohammed Adil, who wrote, "Where are the human rights organizations now? Why aren't sanctions being imposed on countries like these? At Justin Trudeau, at President of the United States, and at UN Human Rights." Okay, that's going to be it for me and this edition of Hashtag Trending. Let's get back to the studio. Until the next edition, take care and bye-bye.